Welcome to BCS, the Chartered Institute for IT. Today we're speaking to Ian Aitchison.
Hello.
Hello Ian, ITSM Product Director at Landesk.
That's right.
Landesk are a service management specialist organisation, among other things.
Indeed.
So Ian, tell me a little bit about yourself and the job that you do.
Okay, so as you said, I'm the Product Director over Landesk's ITSM product line. It's primarily a product called Landesk Service Desk, which delivers service management solutions for our customers around the world. My role is, well, I'm responsible for the roadmap, for the strategy, for the kind of vision of where we're taking service management with our technology. I'm the representative for the service management product line.
So who are your customers? Who are you aiming at? Because you're an international organisation, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we've got thousands of customers around the world, but primarily, I guess you'd say our sweet spot, the area where we fit best, are organisations that are well-staffed in IT, maybe they're over a 2,000 employee scale, that sort of size, upward of there. Now, we do offer different technologies though, so Landesk is quite an unusual company because we do more than just service management. So you may find that we're in IT departments all over the world. Some of it's service management, some of it's systems, security, mobility, asset management. All of those pieces are part of what Landesk offers.
Okay. Are your services cloud delivered, or do you have?
Well, we're both. Like all good service management solutions, really, the choice is important, flexibility is important, and some of our customers want cloud, some want premise, some change their mind over time, and we welcome all of those options. Yeah.
So what are the current challenges as far as you're concerned with the SM market at the moment?
Current challenges with the service management market, that's a great question. I was giving this some thought as well. I think you go back a couple of years. So you go back a couple of years and everybody was talking about consumerization. Everybody was talking about how the individual was coming into the workplace with a high expectation, an expectation of a level of service and a level of technology and an IT experience that's rooted in what happens outside of work. And then go back maybe a year and there's a kind of evolution of that, and everybody was talking about shadow IT, which was more where the departmental managers in a business were going out and sourcing their own IT. They were using the corporate credit card to subscribe to cloud services or to buy their team mobile devices without going to IT at all. And the two are very closely connected. So really the challenge for IT now is, how do you change your perception, and how do you innovate, and how do you integrate into the business in a way that lets you deliver that sort of consumer standard experience and yet add value beyond what you can get outside of the business.
Yes. So you're talking about being able to do things in a mobile way, for example?
In mobile, in integrated ways, in faster ways, in cleverer ways. Mobile's a big part of it, yeah, absolutely. And that's a consideration, but actually it comes all the way down to an individual experience and how an employee in an IT provided environment, what that experience is like for them. And as they move from a tablet to a mobile to a desktop, knowing who they are, knowing where they are, giving them value and enhancing their productivity.
Does that disconnect between the organisation having a strategy and perhaps some directors popping out and just getting their own stuff off their own back? Has that caused a problem in your line of business, do you think?
Well, in a way, it's good for organisations like Landesk because it gives us an opportunity to say, look, there are innovation opportunities there. You can take this opportunity because now you can see out there the business may be going elsewhere, may be looking elsewhere for what it needs, or equally it needs you to step up to raise your game. And that's one of the things we're talking about a lot at the moment, is that IT needs to raise its game and needs to innovate and take some big steps, really needs to.
One of the phrases that comes up on your website a little bit is this sort of new world of integration, as you call it.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about what you mean by that.
Yeah, well, when you look at innovation, a lot of innovation comes down to taking existing pieces and components and putting them together faster, putting them together quicker, combining them in a way that changes the experience of the individual. So a lot of innovative steps actually involve plugging together pieces of technology, and that used to be hard. So it used to be with some of the sort of legacy platform vendors that took code and developers, it took investment and time, and it was frankly a bit too hard. Well, I think that's now changed, and what we're seeing is technology these days is actually very easy to put together. It's very easy to plug things in because increasingly there's a layer of simplicity over that complexity in the background. So it's becoming possible for people to plug different sources and silos and technologies together. And this is the bit I like about it. You use service management process, philosophy and approach, but to drive systems technology, which delivers a better value solution to the end user.
So can you give us some examples of that?
Yeah.
Or name names if you want to, or not.
I'll give you a couple of big examples. One of them particularly that we're seeing our customers implementing really around the world, and it's so in service management we're familiar with the idea of a service catalogue published into self-service. Now what Landesk offers, because, and actually I should sort of explain this bit, we're service management, but we talk about user-centred IT, and that's a combination of our technologies. So if you take the service catalogue and a request fulfillment process from service management, but you connect it to Landesk's systems management technologies, which can deploy and push out software out to various different devices and recover that software as well. Okay. You combine those together, what you've got is an end user self-service place they can go, request something, it follows an approval process. If it doesn't need any approval, it's delivered in real time and it arrives on your desktop or it arrives in different form on your tablet or whatever's appropriate. And then if you're not using it, maybe after 30 days, a little flag can pop up that says we should take this back, we should harvest that license back, it's not being used. So we sometimes refer to it as an app store experience, but powered by service management best practice.
Okay, that's interesting. Obviously, a lot of our members are individuals currently in their jobs, service management practitioners. What sort of things should they be looking out for over the next couple of years that's going to develop in the area?
I think Gartner recently have been talking about the concept of bimodal IT, which is it's just this idea that everybody in IT needs to be both keeping the lights on, but also looking at new things. And I think you can take that approach at an individual level as well, because best practice frameworks like ITIL and Lean and these concepts, they still apply, and it's important to do the job properly. And that's still important. ITIL's not going to go away. Service management principles and concepts and taking a view that delivers service and value to the business, that's not going to go away. But you've equally got to balance that with looking at new technologies, looking at new concepts, new ideas. There's a lot of talk about DevOps at the moment, around Agile, and these all come in together. I think they all combine and enhance. So I'd sort of encourage people to have a foundation of the proven, established frameworks, and then play with some of the new ideas out there, and be creative. Be creative and look at different ideas and try different things. One of the worst things an IT individual, I think, can do is just do the same job over and over again without trying different things.
Yeah. Do you feel that employers are actually taking that on board for their employees, so that when they think about keeping the lights on, is that actually all that's on their minds? Are they getting the idea that we need to get a bit more innovative, especially bearing in mind that keeping the lights on is absolutely vital?
Yes, absolutely. And of course, everybody's resource challenged. Everybody's challenged with people and with money and indeed with time.
Yeah.
What we do see happening is people are recognising if they can automate some of the things they do, if you can speed things up by talking technology to technology, that frees up time.
Yes.
And by freeing up time, you've then freed up people that can look at the next step and the next step. And yeah, we're definitely seeing that. People are recognising you can't just keep running the engine and keeping the lights on. You've got to be developing and enhancing and trying new things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember reading, it was a few years ago now, about Google allowing some of their employees 10% of their weekly time to just play around and do stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was talking to a customer a little while back that every other Friday they have a pizza day where they put their incoming phone lines onto voicemail for half the day. They bring pizzas in and the IT team work on the next steps in developing their systems, their backlog of enhancing their self-service design or enhancing their communication or their processes. And it's that idea of you've got to make some time, but if you make little bits of time, you can take lots of small steps that become big steps.
Well, that's a nice practical tip.
Yeah.
For that. In summary, what do you think IT professionals and IT leaders need to do next?
Well, we've covered it a few times there. I think strive to innovate, and really at the moment the easiest way to innovate is to strive to integrate. Look at I gave the example of the service catalogue. Look at the experience of an individual, draw out how that is for them, how long it takes, where the delays are, what people have to do, and then look at technology that can close those gaps and say, it shouldn't have to wait for Bob to press send. We can make that part of the process. If it has been approved, it is sent, that sort of concept. Yes. So look for integration opportunities that will help you deliver innovation to the business.
Well, Ian, thank you very much for speaking to us today.
Pleasure.